A winning team. Number one is a common goal. As I stated earlier, in my other business, I have 200 employees. Every single one of them knows every company goal. It's very important and critical. They have to believe and buy into that goal. If they don't know what the goal is, how are we going to, as a company, achieve it? Everyone's got to have a common goal. Next one is strong leadership. Think of your business as a boat. You have the oars, you have the steering wheel, you get to drive the boat wherever you want. You have to have strong leadership. You come into the office and you're in a bad mood or you're real pessimistic about things, what's going to happen to your team? Same thing. So be a leader. Even when times are tough, you be a leader and utilize your staff. Next one is called rules of the game. So, another analogy, think of your business as a sport. My favorite sport happens to be football. Well, in football, there's rules to the game. If there's an infraction, they throw what? A yellow flag. The team is penalized. There are referees to hold the players and coaches accountable so that the game can be played efficiently and properly. Establish rules of the game for your business. Anytime I do workshops and so forth, I'll give you an example of rules of the game. No sidebar conversations, be back on time, cell phones off or on vibrate. Those are rules of the game. Everyone is there to learn. I want to make sure that I'm creating the right environment for the people that are there. One of the things I do in the workshops is I say be back on time. It's hard to get started and finish on time if people are coming in late and so forth. So I always say, can everyone abide by the rules of the game before I tell them what they are? Write them on the board. If you're late, I don't care if you're 30 seconds late, 2 minutes late, whatever, after a 15-minute break, you got to come up in the middle of the room and sing. I don't care what you sing, but you got to sing something. It could be row, row, row your boat. It could be anything you want. Do I have a problem with getting people back in on time? No. Do the same thing in my business. We start meetings on time. 10 o'clock means 10 o'clock. We actually finish at 10:45. Whether we're done with business or not, we finish. We start and finish our meetings on time. It's important. Meetings should be held to decide things, not to discuss things. Okay? Establish rules of the game. We've talked about this already. Create an action plan. That's very important. Support risk-taking. So, does anyone know who Peyton Manning is? For those of you who watch football. He's either cute or he's a good quarterback, whatever. So, Peyton Manning, do you think that he supports risk-taking? He does. He absolutely believes in his coaches. He believes on all the players, all the 10 other players on the offense, whether it's the linemen, the receivers, or whatever. He is a great quarterback because he supports his team. Another fantastic person, one of my idols, you've probably heard of her, Oprah Winfrey. You know how many people it takes to run her show backstage? Lots. She's successful because she has a great team. She supports them 100%. So, that needs to be implemented in your business. The last key is 100% involvement. 100% involvement. So if you have a team of 2 or 5 or 10, doesn't matter, all of them need to be included in the decision making. If they're not, they're either the wrong person or you don't need that individual. 100% inclusion is very important. When people start taking ownership of company goals and visions and so forth, what happens? They believe in it, they buy into it, they make it their own. Much more likely to achieve those goals by doing so. 6 keys to a winning team. Number 9, manage your time. How many of you suffer from time management? Raise your hand. I'm going to fix that for you right now in 30 seconds.
Excellent.
So, If you haven't been writing anything down, write this down, okay? There's no such thing as time management. You can't manage time. You can only manage what? Yourself. You can only manage yourself. So, time is very important, but you have to do a couple different things. You have to prioritize, you have to delegate, or you have to learn to prioritize, learn to delegate. Before you go home each day, make your plan for the next day. Very important. Most business owners don't do it. They're more anxious to get out of the office. I'm more anxious to get in the office. If you're not, something needs to change. Either yourself or your environment. Anyone ever heard of the notion eat that frog or read the book? So what does it mean? What does eat the frog mean?
Do the hardest thing first.
Do the hardest thing first. No one wants to eat a frog. It's disgusting, right? But do the hardest thing first. That's when most people are their freshest, is in the morning. Do the things that you need to do in order to grow your business, not the things you necessarily want to do. So, back to this thing. Phone. When we're answering our phone all the time, we're checking messages and so forth, that's not self-management. We're allowing others to manage me. Right? So who has a problem checking email every second of the day? Everyone's hand should be up. So, I challenge you, I want you to, for the next week, you don't have to do it every day, but pick 3 days. Maybe one day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever. I don't want you to check email until 11 a.m. Before 11 a.m. you cannot check email. On top of that, I want you to accomplish 5 things. What happens is, regardless if we plan for the next day or not, when we come in, if we start checking email, what happens? We start doing that stuff, right? We're allowing others to control our schedule. Folks, if you get in the office and they're sending emails at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 in the morning, and you don't respond to them for another hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, you will not go out of business.